Ripple's a company of really professional people working really hard on this. That's why we chose XRP. We believe in XRP. We're not making a price prediction, but we do believe it's a coin that will have the most utility out there. Bitcoin is a store of value. I agree with Mike McGlone, but I think that XRP has a true use case. There's just no doubt about it. And the Ripple team, from the interaction we've had with them, they're really professional. They act like investment bankers over there. They know what they're doing, and they will make this work.
Hey, what's going on, Bull Runners? Welcome back to the channel. Ryan Huggins here, aka Win with Ryan. Have you ever felt that sinking feeling when the market turns against you? Especially when a coin like XRP, where fear and doubt are hitting a 6-month high right now. People think the charts are starting to scream panic with XRP being at that $2.80+ mark as retail investors are rushing for the X. But here's the twist that can change everything. Those same fear levels might just be the secret signal for the upcoming breakout. Whales are quietly buying, and the data's hinting a reversal that you don't want to miss. Stick with me for the next couple of minutes because we're going to be diving into XRP's potential sentiment shift back to the positive. MetaMask is letting you bet on politics and sports with the Polymarket integration and a market structure bill that is on track despite this government shutdown. And we're going to head over to X to find out all the breaking news that's happening in the crypto world today. And even though there is a government shutdown, a Treasury official has been approved. Rep. Steele says that the market structure bill is still on track. Finally, some positive news for MetaMask. I know a lot of you guys have been around for crypto for a while, been using MetaMask, but a ton of wallets have come out since then, and this is definitely fading away. Are they going to build back their momentum? We'll check in on the red folder news that you're supposed to be getting this week, but the government is shut down, so we may not get it. We're going to check on XRP in the charts. Unfortunately, we do have some negative news showing up in our long-term and short-term momentum waves. We'll be looking for key levels of support and resistance that you need to know about right now, and so much more in today's video. So if you're like most people where you don't have the opportunity to spend hours a day to do crypto research, well, that's what we do for you here on this channel every single day. So make sure you subscribe right now. And if you are still feeling bullish about this current bull run, let us all know by commenting bullish down in the comments section.
Do you love crypto, but are you worried about taxes shrinking your retirement nest egg? Here's the deal. Trading and selling crypto can trigger capital gains taxes, eating into your wealth. A crypto IRA fixes that. Per IRS publication 590B, traditional IRA gains like those from crypto aren't taxed until distributed. That's why we've partnered with iTrust Capital, a leading crypto IRA company in the USA, to sponsor today's video. And they offer institutional grade custody for retail clients that want to set up their crypto IRAs for retirement, leveraging top storage solutions like Fidelity, Wells Fargo, and Coinbase Prime to keep your assets secure. To get started, simply click the link in the description of this video, sign up for free, and fund your account with cash. They also offer 401k rollovers or crypto transfers, and you can trade 24/7 with just 1% transaction fees and no maintenance costs. As always, I'm not a CPA or financial advisor, so consult one for tax advice, and we do earn a commission if you sign up using our link below to fund your crypto IRA account, but that helps support value-based videos like this. And iTrust Capital already has over 200,000 crypto IRA accounts and over $14 billion in transactions, proving they're trusted by smart investors just like you. So click the link below, get started now by funding your account today, and let's create generational wealth together.
First things first, let's have our coin market cap. We're going to check in on the overall health of the market. Right now, we're up 1.28%. We're at $4.21 trillion total market cap. There has been $191 billion worth of trading volume in the last 24 hours. Fear and greed index coming in at 55 out of 100. We're back in the neutral zone. Altcoin season has been dropping off dramatically. We're at 51 out of 100. And that's because Bitcoin dominance is picking back up again, now 58.3%. People are wanting to buy Bitcoin versus altcoins in this current market. Preliminary Bitcoin ETF numbers coming in so far, $1.1 million in the last 24 hours. But this week has been monstrous, $2 billion worth of inflows into the Bitcoin ETFs. Today's preliminary numbers for Ethereum coming in at minus $16 million. Let's take a look at the week. We're currently at $577 million worth of inflows for Ethereum ETFs. Top 6 cryptos by total market cap. Bitcoin number 1 at 123,000. Ethereum number 2 at 4,500. BNB at number 3. What an absolute monstrous leap from number 5 to number 3 at $1,300. Tether at $1. XRP all the way down to number 5 at $2.86, and Solana at number 6 at $228. Important reports to know about this week is the unemployment claims and also consumer sentiment and inflation expectations. We will see if the government is open tomorrow when we get these numbers or not. But next week is the big week for numbers coming out of Red Folder News. We'll keep you updated next week as well. Make sure you subscribe if you are getting value from this channel. As you saw in the intro, we have John Squire posting out when the CEO of Techrium says XRP has real utility and calls it the coin with the most use case. You don't argue. You just listen. Now, as we talked about in the intro, people are a little bummed out about XRP right now. As we saw, it's moving down the list of top 6 total market cap coins. XRP retail sentiment has turned deeply bearish as of right now, reaching its highest FUD levels in 6 months and signaling a potential price rebound. Now, as you remember, when people are really down and out, especially retail investors, about a specific crypto, that is when the big time players love to come in and swoop it up. When everyone's selling their XRP, they want to be buying it. So watch for a potential rebound over the next couple of days, and we'll be looking at in the charts. Big breaking news for gold. It has now officially surpassed $4,000 an ounce, which is absolutely crazy. Gold is now worth $27 trillion. Well, there was an interesting post here from Arnaud Bertrand saying, I was studying other times in history when gold prices more than doubled in reserve currency at the same time. This happening is rare and almost always a sign of a profound loss of confidence in the existing monetary political order. Going all the way back to the Roman Empire, the so-called crisis of the 3rd century. It's often marked with the transition from one era of power to the next, the fall of Rome, Spain's decline in world power, the French Revolution of Terror, and the end of Bretton Woods. Interestingly, it's often actually as much a cause as a sign of these episodes, as it is effectively a transfer of real wealth from the poor to the rich elites who protect themselves with gold, this being what ignites the political upheaval. The weird aspect of the current episode is the relative silence around it. We're witnessing what may be one of the greatest pivotal moments in financial history, yet everyone's barely discussing it. And that was the topic of the day. Just in, gold officially reaches new all-time high of $4,000. Also, just in today, Trump coin has an ETF listed on the DTCC. I know a lot of you guys out there are degenerates and love crypto. You love those meme coins. And a lot of you got involved in the Trump coin, had a good run up, didn't sell at the top, and now have been in a loss. Well, here's your opportunity to potentially sell at break even or make those profits back again, because an ETF is coming for Trump coin. Now, one place that is not excited about crypto at all is the European Union. Central bank president there says Bitcoin has no intrinsic value. Here's some amazingly positive news for the United States, potentially. The IRS will furlough nearly half of its workforce amid the ongoing U.S. government shutdown, impacting key operations and taxpayer services. What I mean by potential big, awesome, great news is Trump wants to initiate the External Revenue Service, or IRS. What if this is the furlough of the first half, but then we end up getting rid of the IRS altogether? Do you think that that is really a possibility? Let me know down in the comment section. Is that a real possibility? Yes or no? Also, news for Ripple. Securitize and Ripple are bringing crypto mainstream. The behemoths BlackRock and Van Eck announced plans to tokenize money market funds through Securitize. Fund holders will be able to redeem fund assets for RLUSD directly on chain per Forbes. It's time to tokenize the world, ladies and gentlemen. Also, big news for that potential turnaround of XRP like we talked about. Right now, the sentiment is poor, but it can't last long. And if you're selling now, it may be the biggest mistake of your entire life, because what is coming? Well, with Ripple's legal win that gave XRP regulatory clarity, now that the institutions are circling and ETF proposals are emerging, it's becoming Wall Street's new favorite crypto. And please, let's not forget Bitwise, Canary Capital, 21 Shares, Wisdom Tree, Pro Shares, Grayscale, CoinShares, Volatility Shares, Franklin Templeton, Hashdex, and Tikrium are coming to launch massive ETFs with XRP. Polymarket just got a huge announcement with NASDAQ. It's now over $1 billion company. Well, MetaMask is partnering with Polymarket to offer all markets on the prediction platform with integration slated for this year. The integration will make Polymarket directly available through MetaMask wallet enabling users to buy and sell shares to bet on real-world events from elections to sports to a company's earnings results. Prediction markets have become one of crypto's hottest use cases, with the adoption accelerating considerably around the time the U.S. election of November 2024. Wall Street is also paying attention. Like I said, Polymarket getting a $2 billion investment from the United States New York Stock Exchange parent company, Intercontinental Exchange, on Tuesday. Polymarket is now valued at $9 billion. Polymarket's monthly change in trading volume since October of 2020, as we can see right here, volume has been increasing. What do you think these major spikes were? Let me know down in the comments. Yeah, that's right. That's the election, when people were betting on Trump to win or not. And more positive news for MetaMask. They are integrating Hyperliquid for perpetuals. It comes MetaMask also launching perpetual futures through the integration of Hyperliquid on Wednesday, as it seeks to capture market share away from centralized exchanges in the booming perp market. And we do have a new confirmation over at the Treasury Department, as Treasury's Undersecretary for Domestic Finance, Jonathan McKernan, can influence policies on banking and U.S. digital dollars. So this could be the guy that actually approves Ripple's application to the bank. McKernan put out a tweet back in December of 2024 saying, Cohen on debanking. The U.S. banking system is increasingly unattractive. It is also failing various market tests. How innovative is it? Can it integrate with crypto? Relative performance is sliding. There is no other way to put it. As Undersecretary for Domestic Finance, McKernan would assist Bessent on issues related to the U.S. economy. Former undersecretaries in his position have weighed in on U.S. central bank digital currency, which we don't want, and how the Treasury Department may work with the Federal Reserve and Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, FDIC, on banking policies. And Rep. Steele says that the market structure bill is on track. He went on to say that Republicans plan on passing legislature to establish what they called regulatory clarity for the digital industry that was still on track. Party leaders in the Senate pledged to have the chamber's version of the bill signed into law by 2026. But as the government shutdown entered its 8th day, many in the industry have voiced concern. He also added that if the Senate chooses to use the House text as their base text, I think that we will have an opportunity to get this bill still done, signed into law by the end of the year. What can the government do for crypto during the shutdown? Well, Congress remains in session and lawmakers continue to receive their salaries, though House Speaker Mike Johnson reportedly said on Friday that the chamber would not return until the Senate passed a bill to reopen the government. So unfortunately, reviews of the cryptocurrency-linked exchange-traded funds, or ETF, applications are expected to be put on hold until the showdown ends. But the SEC's electronic filing system will continue to accept submissions. So if we want all these XRP filings to go through this month, we need the government to reopen. All right, jumping into the charts here for XRP, we have officially hit the new full moon at that peak top of new full moon, which should be very positive, bullish energy. Our short-term momentum wave had just finished peaking at its top. So it is starting to make a return, potentially cycling all the way back to zero to kick the month off. Now, what we would really want to see happen, like we talked about right here when it was bottom, right here, started to make its climb, we wanted to see price get up to $3 and hold that level. That way, when the full moon energy kicked in, it would take off. Well, unfortunately, price has decided that it wants to do a reset on the short-term momentum cycle. We're using the shaft trend cycle. Also, not very exciting, the fact that our long-term momentum had just peaked into bullish range, but then immediately broke back down into bearish. Now, we've seen this many, many times before, though, where it gets above, comes back down, gets above, comes back down, and then finally makes the rip to the upside. So we'll be paying very close attention to that. As far as supply and demand, support and resistance here, what we're looking at is our lines based off our weekly candle close. So let's go ahead and take a look at our weekly candle body closes. As we can see right here, this weekly candle body close that came to us from the high of January 20th, 2025 has been a nemesis for us ever since we broke down below it. Tried to break above it. Week of September 8th failed. The next week also, the week of September 15th failed. Then the next week it didn't even get close. The week of September 29th, it poked through with a wick to the upside. And then this week that just got kicked off, there's still 4 days left in this week. It also kicked to the upside, but it's having a slight pullback to the downside. So what does that leave us Well, there's a couple of things to keep in mind here. If we're going to go ahead and call out this level of support that just created itself with these double bodies right here, we're going to turn this to red. This is a very important key level based upon weekly candle body closes, which are these right here, as support. So the support level, $2.86. If we lose this, there's a good chance that we do come back to the $2.72 range based upon that weekly candle close, which comes to us from February 17th. So those are the downside levels. Right here, we're at the downside level right now, 286. Then we have one below it at 272. And there's even one below it there at 260. And if you remember, the one thing I was warning about last week when we kicked off this new candle was the fact that our short-term momentum wave had not reset. And we want the short-term momentum wave weekly to reset because look what happened last time. It came down, it reset to zero, and we had the move to the upside, which was right here when we went from $2 all the way up to the new all-time high of $3.66 during that exact period. So November, we're about to get kicking off. This week is almost coming to a close. It'll close on Sunday. If it's a red candle, but not too deep, hopefully, we just continue to trade sideways. Even if it does drip down farther, this will finally finish its reset to zero, and then we can start kicking off to the upside the following week. Our long-term momentum here on the weekly is bullish. On the 3 days, we are still bullish, even though it's trying to get back to that equilibrium of zero. We don't want to see that. Short-term momentum lifted, came back retested, made its way up, and unfortunately is failing here again. On the 3-day candle charts that we're looking at right now, there is 23 hours left. So this is the final day in the 3-hour candle. Going back to the daily, as we can see, we have a new daily candle that literally just kicked off right now. To the upside, what we're looking for is to break above $3.02 with a candle body close and continue its way up to $3.19. After we get to 319, we then go up into 345s. And that is from the candle body close when we first officially got there from July 14th. After that, that'll be the highest candle body close ever for XRP. And we'll be looking for price discovery mode on that next phase. Which brings us back over here to our supply and demand charts that we've been working with. We do have a nice, big, fat bull flag that has started to create itself here. And if we go ahead and zoom out a little, this is the pattern that I've been waiting for it to play out personally. So if we take this right here, this is the extension from the low to the high of this zone, creating the flag pole. And this would be the flag right here. You can see there is a symmetrical triangle. It's not perfectly symmetrical, but if you put this at the exact breakout of this trend line, that gets you all the way up to $4.60 plus cents. 450 is really my target for this pattern play out. However, if you put it at the break and retest, so let's zoom in a little bit so you can see here, it did break out, came back and retested that same trend line, but to the downside, then you get an extension a lot less. That one gives us to $4.40. So we'll keep an eye on that. Now, as far as supply and demand zones, exactly what we talked about. We are in one of our supply and demand zones now. We have a base level of 282 to 292, which is in between this box. Our next level up here to the upside is that $3.10 level, which it hit once and twice and rejected. We need to break through that. Then it would take us up to the $3.30 levels and then back into the $3.50 levels. Now, what we talked about is everything, if it went wrong, what would happen? Well, if we lose this level here of 266, there's potential of coming back all the way into the $2.25 zone as a support level for XRP. Now, right now, I don't see that happening. Everything is much more bullish than you would expect. Obviously, we have some pullbacks over the last couple of days, but this is what I'm talking about here with Bitcoin and the difference of XRP. So Bitcoin came down, did a full reset to zero, and then it took off and made its absolute push to the upside. Whereas XRP, it made a push to the upside, and now it's having a bearish momentum build on the short-term momentum wave here. Now, that is totally okay because Bitcoin always leads the way anyway, and then the coins follow behind it. So we're looking for our next big move like we got from Bitcoin coming from XRP shortly.
Hey, bull runners, check this out. If you want to learn how to find the next 10x, 50x, or even 100x altcoin in this video, listen to this. Our research team posted GOAT on the 13th of October of 2024 when it was right at a penny, and since then it rallied to over $1 and it's currently still up over 5,000%. That's like turning $1,000 into over $50,000. Our team called Pendle at only a $16 million market cap, or 16 cents, back on February 18th of 2023, all the way back here, and since then it's rallied up over 4,000%. That's a 40x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $40,000. Our team also called BitTensor Tau September 15th, 2022, before the token was ever even launched. And since then, Tau has rallied over 2,000%. That's a 20x. Our team even said Solana is most likely to be one of the easiest trades next year, and this was posted December 29th, 2022, on the day that Solana bottomed out at around $8. And since then, Solana looks like it's up over 2,500%. That's a 25x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $25,000. And the bull run is just getting started. The list goes on and on and on. Our team called Sui, Ondo, and even some of the biggest cult-based meme coins like MOG back in July 20th of 2023, the day that MOG launched. So if you want to learn how our team is finding these altcoins before they explode, we just launched Altcoin Pro University, where our research team gives you real-time altcoin picks with explosive potential for this bull run, along with 100+ expert curated classes crafted by industry experts to discover these gems yourself, on top of our live weekly calls every single week for in-depth crypto market analysis and daily updates. And that's just a fraction of what we offer inside of Altcoin Pro University. Just go through the link in the description below, get in right now, watch the 26-minute video covering everything that Altcoin Pro University offers.